Good evening, everyone. I hope you had the loveliest day. I had quite a good day so far. I had a very productive morning doing some Russian, followed by a productive day at work. So I often feel like if I have a good morning, then I also have a good day. And I also mean in a productive way because I am kind of productivity obsessed. Also had a gym session during my lunch break, and maybe this is the reason why I still feel pretty energized. And this is not often the case. Often I come home and feel like, ugh, I don't feel like really doing anything. And it's Thursday for me, which means the week is almost over. But tomorrow it's going to be quite a long day. I will be away for work and I won't come home before midnight. So today it is all about unwinding and getting ourselves a little bit of rest and time to recharge. I want to do my 90 minutes of Italian, but in a very light and enjoyable way. But first, I need to have some dinner because I am starving and I want to cook something. Ignore the state of this kitchen. There are dirty dishes standing around everywhere. I hate having dirty dishes, but I first have to unload the dishwasher. I also made myself a herbal tea. I like to have a herbal tea before dinner, so then I don't overeat as much, I think. I am again in the mood for pasta. My fridge is full, but I think I will have the exact same meal I had in my last video. I'm just the most boring person ever. Not the most interesting food in the world. Some pasta, some broccoli, some onions, some garlic, and some parmigiano, but very, very delicious. This is a very indulgent evening already. I'm also debating whether I should be baking some muffins. I've just found a recipe for a cream cheese muffin recipe. And it probably would be nice to have some muffins tomorrow for breakfast. But first, I think I want to do some active recall in Italian using my flashcards. I often just use my flashcard and read them out loud, and it is of course more effective if you recall the information on that card actively. And I want to show you how I'm doing this. You can see here that I have different decks for different languages, and it's mostly English, French, Italian, and Turkish. And in the Italian book deck, I collect sentences from books that I find interesting or where I think I would like to use them, and I insert them into my deck. And here I do have sentences in German or English, and now I have to think of a way to say this sentence in Italian. So let's see. Ho finalmente ce l'ha fatta. Finalmente ce l'ho fatta. Okay, almost. Finalmente ce l'ho fatta. Finalmente ce l'ho fatta. Okay. You can see that I haven't done this in a long time. It says 1 and 3 years if it is good, but I will choose 3 days to say I want to see this card again in 3 days. Okay, the next one. Tra noi c'è un grande amicizia. Tra noi c'è un grande amicizia. Yay! I'm not so bad. Okay, let's say we do this again in 4 days. Continuerà Continuerà a nevicare tutta la giornata? Sembra di sì. Io invece credo che tra poco smette. Io invece penso che tra poco smette. Yeah, ok. Now that my kitchen is clean, I can make a mess again. And I want to do some muffins that I can eat during the week, during the weekend. I've never done this recipe before, so it is likely that I will fail, but it seems to be quite easy. Cream Cheese Muffins, sehr fluffig mit Frischkäse und Himbeeren. These muffins are very blue. They are blueberry muffins, but I don't know if they're supposed to be so blue. I'm very excited how they will turn out. Now that's done, I'll spend the next half an hour journaling you. I have to admit, I'm not a regular journaler. I feel a bit cringy about it, and I would never probably write a journal in German. But if you write it in Italian, it's a completely different story. So I don't feel self conscious or cringy if I read back my journal entries in Italian. I even sometimes write in the third person and not in the first person because this lets me practice another verb form. And I also read in a self help book, I can't remember the name, that it does detach yourself from your problems if you write about yourself in the third person. So, zwei Fliegen mit einer Klappe geschlagen. I've picked up journaling again this Sunday, and my last entry before that was well over a year ago. So it was at September 2024, sorry. My journaling method is quite unconventional because I first write down everything in German and then I let ChatGPT translate everything into Italian and then I copy it into my physical notebook. Because if I were to start from scratch and if I had to think about a way to say this in Italian, then I think the friction would be too big and I would skip it altogether. But this way, I do still practice writing and I do think that my brain comes into this Italian flow and it is still very useful. But yeah, it's just the way I'm doing it and I like it. And so this way I know that the Italian that I write down is quite correct. And I don't really like to make up my own sentences. I know they always say, oh, you have to make mistakes, you have to make mistakes, but I hate making mistakes. I don't like making mistakes. So I prefer to ask people or AI how it is done correctly. Oh my god, these muffins, they're just looking so good and they don't look blue anymore. And I also poured myself a glass of wine. I do fear that I will become very, very sleepy and tired if I drink this. So for now, I will just smell it. There's just nothing like the smell of red wine, is there? So let's do some journaling. So I do get it. I do know why so many people swear by journaling. It does really help. It does help to clear your head. So hopefully I can make it a habit and journal some often. The next on the agenda is reading. So I've just recently started a new novel in Italian. It is originally by an American author, Lynn Painter, and the title is The Do-Over, and in Italian it's Provaci ancora. And if I'm getting this right, this is kind of groundhog story. Und täglich grüßt das Murmeltier. So there is one day, Valentine's Day, who is repeating itself over and over again for this poor girl. So this is why it's called the do-over. So she has to experience a very, very bad day over and over again. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. I absolutely love the writing style of Lynn Painter. This is something I can really recommend if you enjoy reading and you want to start reading in a foreign language. Don't start with the classics. They are usually, even for native speakers, quite difficult to read. Start with a contemporary romance because it is light-hearted, it is not too intellectual, it is entertaining. This book is so sweet. I'm really enjoying it. So for the rest of the evening, I will watch an episode of Gilmore Girls in Italian, and I think by 10 o'clock I will be in bed. And yeah, I had a very good evening, very indulgent, very cozy, but also in a way productive. I think I did accomplish some things. There are fresh muffins in the morning who wait for me. That's a win. And I'm definitely ready for tomorrow. I will tackle tomorrow. It will be a successful day. I'm certain of that. And yeah, thank you so much for spending this evening with me. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Al, écoute-moi.
Ça de ta bouche.
Oh là,
Ça, personne ne me croira.
perché?
Perché? Cosa pensi di fare? Guarda l'ora.
Sono le 6.
Ecco, sono le 6 di sabato sera, il che vuol dire che hai aspettato un giorno e mezzo che lui ti chiamasse.
Lo so.